Greetings and welcome to Top Topics. Thank you for joining today and hope you enjoy the video. And by the way, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today, we will be covering the top 10 most important technologies of 2023. Number 1. Lithium metal batteries. There is a good likelihood that lithium metal batteries will alter the power equation in the automotive industry. They have an energy density of 1 kilowatt-hour per liter, which is nearly twice as much as lithium-ion batteries. Because of this, electric automobiles charge significantly more quickly than with lithium-ion batteries, and more crucially, the charge lasts 80% longer. After 800 cycles, these signs are still present. In December 2020, the American company QuantumScape, which creates lithium metal batteries, did its first testing. Bill Gates is one of its investors. It has already partnered with Volkswagen, which will start making electric vehicles using these batteries in 2025 after a series of successful testing. Because the tests were conducted on single-layer cells rather than the multi-layer ones that should be used in practical batteries, critics claim that the results are still too preliminary to be deemed successful. This may result in unanticipated dangers in mass production. Number 2. Messenger RNA vaccines. One of the greatest cutting-edge medical breakthroughs in the last 20 years is the RNA vaccination. Pfizer and Moderna are the most recent vaccines developed using this approach. They are both anti-coronavirus. The pathogen of the virus is attenuated or rendered dormant in conventional vector vaccinations. A protein fragment found in the causal agent COVID-19 is produced by the body in response to mRNA vaccinations, and this protein fragment quickly targets the immune system. The body develops a strong immunity against the virus as a result, making it difficult for it to become infected. It is simple to adapt matrix, informational, RNAs to every new viral strain, which makes them useful. Additionally, they can be used to treat cancer, sickle cell disease, HIV, infections, including malaria, and other severe diseases. Number 3. GPT-3. The most sophisticated neural network based on NLP, initial example, text recognition algorithms, as of right now is GPT-3. It is a morphing neural network that can produce thoughtful comments when conversing with a human. It utilizes 100 times more data and parameters than the GPT-2 generation before it. Even the most sophisticated transformers, trained on enormous amounts of data, are unable to comprehend the meaning of the words and phrases they produce. Massive volumes of data and computer resources are needed for its training, which has a significant environmental impact. The inadequacy of datasets used to train neural networks is another issue. Online texts frequently contain falsifications, manipulations, and blatant fabrications. The expansion of the range of perception is one of the most promising areas for AI and neural network research. Images, faces, fingerprints, noises, and voices can now all be recognized by algorithms. In addition to imitating our impression of several senses, they can also communicate and produce photos and films. In order for AI to be more human-like, MIT scientists observe that it lacks emotional intelligence and sentiments. A person, as opposed to AI, is able to absorb information, provide ready-made answers, consider context, numerous internal and external aspects, and most crucially, respond in the face of uncertainty and a changing environment. For instance, DeepMind's AlphaGo algorithm can defeat the world champion in both Go and chess, but it is still limited to the board. Even the most cutting-edge algorithms, like GPT-3, are still in the early stages. In order to digest information and come up with solutions, developers must now create multimodal systems that integrate text recognition and sensory perception. Number 4. Data protection according to the data trusts model. Accenture claims that the amount of cyber attacks has considerably increased throughout the pandemic. Only the first half of 2020 saw the hacking of 36 billion accounts. We started to utilize our personal devices to access corporate services, work online, and save a lot more data online. As a result, some businesses experienced data leaks and were compelled to improve cybersecurity. But in addition to poor data security, an antiquated strategy for data gathering and storage may also be to blame for leaks. Data trusts is a novel strategy that has the potential to revolutionize everything. In this situation, a unique trust fund is established, which holds and administers people's data on their behalf. Representatives of Mozilla claim that the idea of data confidentiality means giving your information to someone who will use it for your personal gain. At the same time, all of your data is kept in a single location, and the services you use can access it as you see fit. Your interests and privacy are fully protected by the trust under the law. Number 5. Wi-Fi 6 and 5G. New communication standards and wireless internet, on the one hand, make it possible to operate quickly and remotely from one location, while on the other hand, they support the growth of the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence and improve the security of data transfer. The key advantages of 5G are: 1. Enhanced mobile broadband, high-speed video streaming in online services and social networks with 1 to 2 milliseconds of signal transmission delays. 2. Large-scale Internet of Things. Accenture estimates that 5G will enable the support of up to 1 million devices per square kilometer. 3. Critical services for mission. The flawless operation of remote intensive care units or autonomous drones will be made possible by the new communication standard. Many workers will be able to work remotely permanently thanks to 5G, and businesses will be able to take quicker choices based on streaming analytics. Technology will contribute up to $2.7 trillion and up to 16 million employment to the U.S. economy between 2023 and 2025. The 2.4 and 5 GHz frequencies will be joined by a new 6 GHz frequency under the Wi-Fi 6 standard. It pursues the same objectives as 5G. It makes broadband connections faster, up to 2 gigabits per second for mobile devices, more stable, and able to connect more devices to a single point. In this scenario, the network will divide internet traffic among the devices based on their capability. The following are the primary advantages of Wi-Fi 6 for businesses, according to Cisco experts. The capacity to serve more consumers in high-load situations. Support for new services and applications, even heavily loaded ones, on the local network. Faster speeds and greater service levels for existing services, for example, streaming video in 8K. A Deloitte survey found that 86% of CEOs think improved wireless technology will drastically change their company within the next 3 years, and 79% believe the same about their sector. The first 316 million mobile devices with Wi-Fi 6E will be available in 2023, according to The Verge. It is anticipated that 5G and Wi-Fi 6 will complement one another rather than compete, depending on the workloads and kinds of devices. Operators in Russia will invest more than RUB 1.1 trillion in 5G development between 2023 and 2027. Active implementation will start in 2024, though timing may change if demand is weak. However, Wi-Fi 6 is not expected to function because fixed radio communications are currently using the network frequencies and can be sent using 5G in the future. Number 6. Virtual and augmented reality. The market for augmented reality and virtual reality was predicted by Statista to reach $18.8 billion in 2020, a threefold increase from 2016. By 2030, there will be 23 million workers adopting VR and AR for work, according to PwC experts' predictions from 2019. These technologies are now employed in healthcare to train surgeons or carry out procedures using holographic diagnostic data and online medical consultations. Microsoft streamed 12 mixed reality (MR) operations online in the beginning of February 2023. Online connections allowed surgeons from 13 different nations to confer with one another and view all diagnostic information as holograms. AR in retail enables you to try on items, arrange furniture in your home before buying it, and get tailored offers. For its Hot Wheels toy cars, for instance, toy manufacturer Mattel, Barbie dolls and other products, uses augmented reality. Customers can play with a certain model on any surface by pointing their smartphone at it. Using a VR headset, you may visualize your kitchen after purchasing the chosen furniture at IKEA. Augmented and virtual reality in education aids in enhancing student engagement and accurately simulating the learning environment. Corporate training also makes use of the technology. An international food company called Tyson Foods is utilizing virtual reality to teach its staff about workplace safety. As a result, 20% fewer accidents at work occurred. Instead of using traditional 3D models, architects and designers now display designs at 1:1 scale using virtual and augmented reality. Virtual reality rooms with demonstrations of urban transportation options have been introduced in Asia and the Middle East by ThyssenKrupp Elevator, a supplier of transportation systems, escalators, and elevators. During the concept development stage, VR in the automotive sector enables engineers to experiment with the design and manufacturing of new models. One company that employs this strategy is Hyundai. However, games and entertainment are the key industries where virtual and augmented reality is particularly in demand. There are complete theme parks that use virtual reality in various nations, such as VR Star in China and Europa Park in Germany, in addition to VR games and simulations. Gloves for VR and AR will experience the fastest growth in the next 7 years, with the market rising at an average rate of 18% per year from 2023 to 2028. According to Grand View Research. Number 7. 3D printing. During the COVID-19 epidemic, additive manufacturing has emerged as a cost-effective substitute for traditional production, which needs significant capital expenditures and resources. The much decreased level of waste is another important benefit. Grand View Research estimates that the global 3D printing market will reach a value of $11.58 billion in 2019 and will increase at an average annual rate of more than 14% from 2020 to 2027. By 2027, there will be 8 million 3D printers in the world, approximately 6 times more than in 2018. Printers for industry make up 77% of them. They are already producing interior furnishings, mechanical components, prosthetic limbs, and even clothing and shoes with the use of 3D printing. Numerous Rutherford engine components used in the Electron launch vehicle were produced via 3D printing. Cables and other components for medical equipment are printed using 3D printers in the fields of medicine and healthcare. Another incredible project involves printing human bone fragments in 3D and placing them inside the body in place of broken or missing ones. Special biocompatible ink is used for this. Using additive technologies, entire frame homes are built from printed components, which is far less expensive than their traditional equivalents. The Coachella Valley in California reportedly has an entire microdistrict constructed in this manner, according to The Guardian. Builders' time was reportedly saved by 95%, according to real estate company Mighty Buildings. We are currently one step away from employing moon dust and 3D printing to build the required things on the lunar surface. As a result, settling the satellite will be more easier because you won't need to transport large amounts of supplies and machinery. Number 8. Green hydrogen. The transition to renewable energy sources and the reduction of carbon footprints increasingly include green hydrogen. The main replacement for diesel engines is expected to be hydrogen engines. Along with electric vehicles, natural gas and nuclear energy are not used in the environmentally friendly production of green hydrogen. Electrolysis, which involves running an electric current through water, is the safest technique. As a result, the annual emissions of dangerous carbon dioxide that result from the unsustainable manufacturing of hydrogen will decrease by 830 million tons. There is a probability that hydrogen energy will be widely adopted at this time, as the cost of solar and wind energy is decreasing quickly. In this regard, Europe started to set up the required infrastructure and electrolysis-based production. The production of green hydrogen by electrolysis has increased at a record rate, according to the IEA, International Energy Agency. By 2030, the price of hydrogen fuel is expected to decrease by at least 30%, making it competitive with conventional fuels in price. Sales of hydrogen-powered vehicles had already begun to pick up before COVID-19, but now many production facilities have slowed down or ceased entirely. Hydrogen technology has the potential to aid in the recovery of the economy following the epidemic. The market for hydrogen fuel cell vehicles will grow at a 66.9% CAGR to $42 billion by 2026, predicts Allied Market Research. Growing environmental concerns, worldwide efforts to solve them, the promise of technology in conjunction with electric cars, and these factors will all serve as catalysts. There are already hydrogen-powered vehicles available from Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Audi, BMW, Ford, Nissan, and Daimler. In addition to constructing 100 hydrogen filling stations, California aims to have 1.5 million zero-emission vehicles on the road by 2025. Airbus has made plans to completely phase out the usage of hybrid engines and speed up the development of commercial hydrogen-powered aircraft. This indicates that by 2035, the first zero-emission airplane will be accessible. Number 9. Compute as a Service. Along with software as a service, SaaS, infrastructure as a service, IaaS, and platform as a service, calculation as a service, CaaS, or edge computing is a global trend, PaaS, platform as a service. Online gaming or virtual movie theaters are common examples of this type of approach. You pay a subscription fee, but the content is launched online on the service provider's server rather than being stored by you. Access to cloud services allows businesses to reduce their spending on IT equipment and support while also avoiding local network congestion. This enables you to set up a virtual PBX and massive databases, as well as swiftly install and test new online services or software. Many have been driven by the epidemic to alter their business strategies and reallocate IT resources to cloud services. Grandview Research estimates that the edge computing market will reach $3.5 billion in 2019. It will increase to $43.4 billion by 2027. The widespread adoption of 5G and a drop in signal latency to 1 millisecond will both be beneficial in this regard. Top businesses intend to devote up to 30% of their IT budgets on edge cloud computing in the upcoming years, according to a survey by Analysis Mason. By 2025, 75% of corporate data will be processed in this manner, according to Gartner. It is 7.5 times greater than it was in 2018. By combining edge data with cloud applications, 25% of firms will, according to IDC, make their organizations more robust and flexible by 2024. Machine learning and artificial intelligence will be the driving forces behind computing as a service. They aid in power allocation and optimization to guarantee constant processing speed. Number 10. Voice search and voice assistants. Voice assistants are already quite capable of taking the place of real people or text searches thanks to advancements in voice recognition and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, in neural networks. Resources are being allocated to the advancement of this direction by Google, Apple, and Amazon at an increasing rate. Today, we don't need text search since voice assistants and smart speakers can get the information we need, play music and podcasts, create reminders, and make phone calls. Drones can be navigated using voice commands, and voice chatbots are taking the place of actual advisors and call center staff. 27% of users throughout the world use voice assistants on smartphones, according to a Google survey. According to Adobe Analytics, 47% of smart speaker owners use their devices for searching, 46% for listening to the news, and 34% for requesting directions or addresses. According to Google, 62% of people utilize smart columns to make online purchases. Each year AI voice assistants get more intelligent. They could only recognize 77% of spoken words in 2013, but today they can already recognize 97%. For instance, when Google's RankBrain algorithm comes across a new search term, it makes an educated guess as to what a certain user could be looking for before returning the most pertinent results. The European Data Protection Board, EDPB, released recommendations for virtual voice assistants in March. The business is worried about how much data they are using and whether their usage complies with GDPR. Voice assistants are increasingly employed for targeted advertising, biometric identification, and voice recognition using machine learning algorithms. Thank you for watching Top Topics and have a great day. Also, if you enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.